Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry, this one doesn't want to stay closed when I'm sitting down. I'm just fat. God damn it. um, so don't mind my belly. Um, I watched the movie Straf, which is a Dutch movie. And if I'm correct, this movie was made by well, definitely one of the guys who makes master movies, well, or made master movies. If you're Dutch, you probably have heard of master movies, especially if you're around my age, because it was pretty popular, when I was younger. Ah, Jesus Christ, I sound old. When I was younger, but when I was in school, it was I think in elementary. It was very, very popular. Yeah, we've done also one of the videos on this channel at the beginning of the year when we did The Matrix. I think I showed their version of The Matrix too. So if you want to see that one, go watch that. Go watch my review for The Matrix. Otherwise, just look up master movies, and then you could probably can find them. Like Harry Potter, or Zeebots, or The Matrix, or Star Wars. Sorry. But definitely one of the creators of master movies has made their own movie called Straf. And apparently the literal translation of straf would be punishment, I think. Yeah. But when I turned on the subtitles, the only subtitles that I got were English. I had to do it, watching my own fucking. I'm watching it in my own language, Dutch, because it's a Dutch movie, and then putting on subtitles in fucking English. Great. But it said that the English translation, or the English name for this movie, let's say that the English name for this movie is After School. No, I didn't really know what to expect of this movie. When I saw the poster, I thought it was okay, three guys, have detention or something like that. Nope. They're two teachers and an intern. But what happened was, it was not something that I expected actually that would happen, but it was definitely very funny. But also, some translations of the subtitles were not really correct, but it is what it is. But, it doesn't really matter because I understand the fucking language that they speak, It's my own fucking language. But, let's just start with the movie, shall we? We're at a party, and I don't know, now that I've watched the movie, I don't know if it was a prom, or if it was just a school party. I don't know. So it's apparently, let's just say it's a school party. It's easier. And I think that they also said, faced a party. So, and I haven't heard. Maybe it was prom, because I actually forgot what the Dutch word for prom is. I actually don't know. I actually forgot. See, I forget my own fucking language. I live still in the Netherlands. Dutch is my first language, what I was born with. But I forget my own fucking language. Not only do I forget, some English words, but I also forget my own words. Because everything that I consume is English, This YouTube channel that I do, English. My second YouTube, English. My third YouTube, English. Music that I listen to, primarily English and ununderstandable, non-understandable, hard to hear lyrics. Maybe not even lyrics, but just sounds. And some German. Shit I watch in Japanese with English subtitles. Movies that I watch, English, English movies. Podcasts that I listen to while I'm working, English. So, yeah, I consume a lot of English and not a lot of my own language. Yes, I speak it, and I hear it when I walk through the city, but that's it. And I speak it to my colleagues, but that's it. And the radio, but that's it. Well, they talk Dutch on the radio, but it's English English spoken songs mostly. So, a lot of English. No, and well, we're going back in the movie for a second, but the funny thing is, my sister had this, I think, 10 years ago. She is definitely better in the English language than I am, but fucking hell, she had that problem, like I said, around 10 years ago. So now I finally understand what she had. YouTube that I watch, English. So lots of English. But let's just fucking start over with the movie, because maybe I said a minute or something. We're at a party and we see kids, DJ, disco ball, bubbles. Fuck you. And we're now in the hallway. We see the back of two kids, two boys, walking through the hallway, and then a third one appears on the screen, and then they pass a man who is walking our way, but he is only in his blue underwear, as we can see. Well, later on we knew that he was also in socks and shoes, but for now, only underwear. Remember, we're in school. Later on, we got to know that that's one of the teachers, what the movie is about. But the camera is backing up. He is going towards the camera, walking towards us, and then he stops. He hides behind one of the students. Then he crosses to the other side. Hides again against one of the students who is looking at him. And then he goes again, and he then walks off screen. We hear something from Mike, get my phone, or Mikey got my phone, or something like that. And we see him run back into the hallway. Okay. So if you want to know what's going to happen next, watch the movie yourself. And sorry that it did take so long before we finally finish this. I can't win with this thing. But yeah, the guy what it is about, Edwin, he needs to grow some fucking balls. Jeez. He's really a pushover teacher, you know? And even his colleagues pick on him. Because later on in the movie, we saw him, in the teacher's lounge, whatever, and he had coffee and he had something in his other hand, and one of the teachers, a stereotypical bully, just slapped it out of his hands, and all the other teachers started to laugh. Like, dude, maybe you need to grow some balls. Well, he did show one of the students, well, not his balls, but that he was serious, yeah. But because he was talking with the other two, they were on the poster, and he said, okay, what would you do if you were alone, with oh, shut up, with that kid at school, what would you do then? Oh, I would hit the kid. Which is very funny, and he definitely deserved to get some hitting, Well, he took it literally. Edwin took it literally, and next thing that happened or something, his bike was locked, and he was, that guy was standing there, and a boy, and he was laughing, and so Edwin walked up, said, unlock my bike, and then he said, okay, choose a hand, and the other, boy said, pointed at the right one, so he pointed the right one, and of course, and then he started to laugh, and Edwin had a sausage in his hand, because an actual sausage, not his dick, but an actual sausage, because that was in his bike bag. Because they put it in there, because that's a running joke in that school, something with sausages. I don't know. But yeah, the anger was too much for him, so he hit him with that sausage right across the face. The kid went to the ground, and blood out of his mouth, and he misses one of his teeth. Well, he definitely deserved it, but apparently the other guy had his phone in his front pocket, with the camera sticking out, without us knowing at first, and it was filmed apparently, and then Edwin was blackmailed. Great. So the after school, it's, I get it, it has to do with school, and I get it, you stay after school, punishment is more, actually a better name, because Straf definitely fits fits the movie, as title. Oh, come on! Lay down the beans. But because the blackmail, it is punishment. kinda, you know, and the whole shit. So, you know, it makes sense. But hey, um, so one of the things that they did, that the teacher, the three teachers, Edwin and the two others did, was steal the boy's dog. And one of the others, what was his name? Peter, or in English Peter, but Peter, he had built a dog shed in his backyard with a door, and he had the window there. So he put the dog in the shed, and the dog casually just walks out of the window without them knowing, and then walks through the fence. And what I assumed was going back, to the boy's house, but apparently not. But that was so funny, And then just a few seconds later, the wall of the window, fell down, which was pretty funny. The last blackmail punishment that they had to do was. Wait a second. Sorry, I don't know if it's copyrightable music, so. Or, copyright striking music, so, yeah. Better safe than sorry. Well, not that I would get another copyright strike on this channel, come on. For what would I give a copyright strike, Electric Callboy don't do that. And they are the only ones probably on this channel that could do that. Well, Meat Canyon 2, a Flash Kids, but they probably, I don't assume that they do that, so they're probably not the people to do that. Anyway, back to the movie. Ashley's punishment was to get, the boy wanted 100 pills of ecstasy. Well, then Edwin said 10, 50, and they ended on 25. So, he got the ecstasy pills. If you want to know how he got them, just go watch the movie yourself. It ended at 18 that he got, and they all had to take one. Edwin and the two Peter and what was his name? Melchior, I think. So they had to take take one before the party. After he gave them to them, gave the pills to the boy, and the boy took one himself. And well, those guys had a good trip. The kid, on the other hand, not so much. And that sucks, I've done ecstasy once myself. Never again. Well, I think it was even half a pill. No. Yeah. No. No, I don't think so. First half, then maybe later, second half. Probably. I don't know. But yeah, never again. I don't like that shit. I've tried it once, and oh yeah, fuck it. This video is long enough. This movie gets maybe a high 4, low 5. It was a very funny movie. So yeah, if you want to, if you were sticking around for the score, that's the score. But if you want to now hear my ecstasy story, stick around. So I had ecstasy from one of my friends who was a dealer back in the day, and well, I never bought shit from him. Once I had a very, very big joint. I mean, massive joint. That he rolled for $50. I got it. So thinking back now, that was pretty cheap, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so I had it, and I was at the friend's house. I had different friends. I was at the friend's house, and I was in a chair, just eyes big, just sitting there. No, I never said this would be a long story, but yeah, never again. Never again. I have ADHD, and yeah, that doesn't, in my opinion, in my experience, doesn't go very well with ecstasy. With Molly, MDMH, yeah, it doesn't go well either. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've tried some drugs. No, not the very hard kind, like never cocaine, never heroin. Will never do that shit either. Either way, I can't take cocaine. I've tried PEP, which is also through the nose. It just, I get a runny nose, so it just comes out again, so it doesn't work for me. Which I'm very glad that shit doesn't work. And I hate needles, even though I have tattoos, as you can see. I fucking hate needles, so yeah, never. So here's a PSA for you. Don't do drugs. Please, don't do drugs. They're not fun to do. Just don't. And if you have to do it, don't recommend it, but then do weed or something like that, but don't drive after. Come on, just hang out with some friends, watch a funny movie or something like that, order pizza, have some fun, Alcohol is still a drug, but it's less fun. Still, don't drive after drinking alcohol. And then just crack open a beer, go watch a movie, and go watch the movie Straf or After School, whatever it's called in English. Go watch this movie. It's a fun movie. Just put on some subtitles because you probably need it because it's a Dutch movie. So just go watch this movie. It's a fun movie. High for low five for this movie. Like I said, go watch it yourself. Leave likes, recommend good Dutch movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Or good comedy movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel, Underdog Eats, where I do food change every week from time to time. Also, welkom. My first channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. See you guys next time. Bye.